Welcome back, everyone, and good Monday to you, as good as any Monday could be, I hope. Thanks for being here on this 22nd day of November. I'm impressed that I know what day it is. To be honest, it feels a bit like Tuesday, Wednesday, or so. Over the course of the past few days and the chain of events, I've lost track of time. My apologies for not being here on Friday's program. My stress level, however, is about as high as my energy level is low. A couple of weeks ago, I had some computer failures here. Knocked me off for a day or so. And with Apple's help, we were able to get back up and running without a true understanding. Found one little issue, one significant issue, but really couldn't isolate the other problems. Wiped out my entire catalog for the program, the template for which I use every day, and started from scratch. Even the backups were not accessible. Worked great until Thursday night. That's why I was about 6 or 8 minutes late. And then Friday, it started showing the same signs of failure. Packed it back up, and to Apple I went. Spent the entire day there Saturday, 8 hours in store. I mean, they are wonderful with their support. I mean, I have to tell you, they've been on the phone with me all day yesterday after returning back from the Apple store. They couldn't find a problem, a single issue with my system. Spent the day yesterday entirely on with support. Another person found a few things that raised some questions, and then today for half a day. And bottom line is, still do not know exactly what's wrong. We found a problem, just don't know what's causing the problem. I am able, however, I think, to kind of work around that problem until an engineer is able to find out what my problem is. And well, let's just not go there. I'm sure I've got a bunch. So with that said, back up and running, and for the third time, I have completely built the program back up from scratch in the past 2 weeks. And that's not an easy or quick task. So with that said, I'm going to pick up where I left off on Thursday, I think, promising you we would talk about the Eagles over Sagersville. I'll get there in just a few seconds. COVID numbers for the state are not good at all. For the county, we've started off on a good note for this week. That's about as far as I'll take that right now, but elaborate much more in just a few moments. And a road closure tomorrow set for new 460, and that's where I'll begin our first headline tonight. Drivers who use new 460 in Magoffin County between Johnson and Magoffin should expect the road to be closed tomorrow morning for about an hour or so, beginning at 10 o'clock. Tomorrow morning, beginning at 10 o'clock, reconstructionists with the Kentucky State Police will be back at the scene of Wednesday's fatal accident on 460 near the entrance to Wells Ready Mix Concrete Supply. It was there that two vehicles collided, as I told you, one being a passenger car driven by a young Johnson County man returning from work in Lexington looking forward to an evening of deer hunting. He came up on the rear of the stopped cement truck, which was waiting for oncoming traffic to pass before making a left turn into the concrete yard. We know that, as I told you then, Tyler McAllister, 23 of Flat Gap, was behind the wheel of his 2007 Lexus. He hit the brakes in an attempt to stop, but the two vehicles collided with enough force that McAllister is believed to have died on impact. He was pronounced dead at the scene by Magoffin County Deputy Coroner Brian Parker. Kentucky State Police shutting down the road tomorrow for approximately an hour to reconstruct that accident. McAllister was laid to rest today following services in Paintsville. He was the son of Patricia Cantrell Howard and Thomas Howard of Flat Gap. He's survived by brother Logan, his fiancée Cassidy Rife, and a number of other family members, including Vanessa Castle. Vanessa Castle is his aunt. She is also our sales manager here for the Sagersville Independent and Big Sandy News newspapers. So for all of those who know her, we ask that you continue to keep her and her family in your thoughts and prayers. I'll save the two Golden Eagles over Sagersville for the last note of the night, or near the last. We'll get to COVID numbers just after a few messages. I'll be right back. Seasons are changing. Don't get caught in the cold. Call Magoffin County Heating and Cooling now. They have super affordable rates. They service all brands. They are a certified Platinum American Standard dealer and installer, and available with 24-hour service at 349-1058.
SSI and disability cases are harder to win these days. You need all the help you can get. If the government has turned you down, I will not. Many factors are considered when a claim is being processed, like your age, education, physical, and mental disabling conditions. When it comes time to winning your disability case, you should not face a federal judge alone. You need an attorney who is experienced, determined, hardworking, knowledgeable, and dedicated to helping you win benefits that you deserve. If you need help with your SSI or disability case, call me, Donald Wayne McFarland, and let me go to work for you.
Parkway Pharmacy, as always, promises the quickest service with the very best care and prices, and to always have someone there to talk to when you have a question. With 3 pharmacists, curbside, drive-through, and call-ahead service. Parkway Pharmacy in Sayersville, 349-4400.
Where you can always talk to a pharmacist when you need one.
At Sayersville National Bank, they know your house is much more than your home. It's an investment, and for many of us, the biggest we'll ever make. And whether it's for needed repairs and maintenance, or a new addition or renovation to give you some more room and more equity, let Sayersville National Bank deal with all the financial work and worry. Real and real competitive, hometown, homegrown, home improvement loans at Sayersville National. Nostalgic or historic or whatever you want to call that feeling you get when you walk in and sit down at the counter and get a scoop of ice cream or a hot dog with sauce while your hometown pharmacist gets your prescriptions ready. Whatever it is, it's still here at Fraser's Prater Drug. Only better, with everything from Jelly Bellies to fresh popcorn to hot and cold gourmet coffees, even hot fudge cakes and banana splits. Fraser's Prater Drug hasn't forgot how important the little things in life are, and they don't want you to either. Stop and see them. They're just a couple of doors down from another Sayersville gym, the Seasonal Shop. Local COVID numbers in just a few minutes. Right now, let's see what's happening on the state level, and it's not good. A warning from the governor today. He prefaced the update today saying what sounded a little familiar to me, that there's no cause for alarm yet, but the last time we heard him say that, well, actually the first time, and then the time after, and I think maybe I can recall 3 times during the pandemic, that but did turn into a cause for alarm. Let's hope that's not the case this time. But
first, COVID is taken off in Europe. Let's show the WHO. It is not only increasing significantly, it is increasing fast. Now, Europe is in a different place than we are in terms of percentages vaccinated in many places, how they've handled the booster and others. But listen, this is a part of our world that we generally know fairly well that is starting to see not just a significant uptick, but a surge in COVID cases. And in places with the lowest vaccination rates, it is really tragic. This next one is from Romania, one of the least vaccinated countries across Europe, and their bodies are piling up. I mean, they are piling up outside of morgues all across the country because of the speed of the surge and the number of deaths. What this ought to tell us is this pandemic isn't done with us, and our goal is to not be in this position. Right, is to have as many people vaccinated, and I'll talk about it in a minute, boosted as possible. Just because this is happening in Europe, well, first, it should cause us concern, but it doesn't mean it has to happen here. We have the tools to keep it from happening, to protect ourselves and one another. But as tired as we are of dealing with COVID, we can't pretend like it is not still with us. And as you'll see from the numbers from over the weekend, it's not just with us. But the numbers are not just creeping up, they are moving up at the moment. And what we don't know is if this is going to be kind of a new plateau that moves up and down, whether it's going to be more like a bouncing ball and the speed that it may go up and down in. Because as we look at the charts, each surge has been different, primarily because of the tools we've had to fight it, as well as the variant. So making it hard to predict when suddenly we don't just have vaccine, we have boosters against Delta.
Numbers over the last 3 days drive home the points that the governor was trying to make. The highest Saturday in at least 4 weeks was this past Saturday with almost 2,050 cases, 48 deaths, including a Kentuckian in their 40s. Yesterday was the highest Sunday in at least 4 weeks with over 1,000 cases and 15 deaths. Today, the highest Monday in at least 4 weeks, 822 cases and 41 deaths. Kentuckians in their 30s and 40s among those. Our positivity rating as well has gone up over a percentage and a half in about 21 days, with hospitalizations going up, the request for those infusions going up as well, and with, of course, the holidays around the corner. Now let's take a look at Magoffin County COVID numbers to the top right of your screen. Saturday's case count came in at 7. Yesterday's case count came in at 6. And today, the Magoffin County Health Department reported 6 cases as well, 0 of them in anyone under the age of 18. That's good news compared to last week. Go to the top right of your screen and let's look at previous cases. So let's go back to the top line there. That's September the 23rd through the 29th. From that Saturday through Friday, the 23rd through the 29th, Magoffin County had 25 cases for the week. The following, 38 cases for the last of October, 1st of November. Then for the 6th through the 12th of November, we saw numbers go up to 49, and we wrapped up with last Friday's case count of 28 for the day, and a 32 to start off last week, and a 22 in the middle. 114 cases in the last week here in Magoffin County. So that's 7, 6, and 6 for the first 3 days of this week. It stands to be an improvement thus far. Active cases still over the 100 mark at 102 active cases. And I'm also told from the health department that we have currently 2 Magoffin Countyans hospitalized as a result of COVID at this time. Taking a look at the state map as a whole, that has gotten worse since my last update as well. I think we had 62, 63 counties in the red last week, 81 in the red today. That means 39 are not. And when you break those down, Magoffin County is still the second highest county in the entire state of Kentucky. Robertson County has an incident rate of 128.8. Magoffin County is a distant second, but still the second worst, 89.3 per today's calculations. You've got Cumberland just below that at 82.1, Bourbon at 80.9, Breckenridge down at 70.5, and then it just goes down dramatically from there. So really, we've got 4 counties 80 or above, and Breckenridge at 70, and again, Magoffin County, the second highest in the state, currently at 89.3. We've been second highest in the state now, pretty consecutively now for the last week or more. Now let's go on to the calendar. With that said, I know that I've got some birthdays, I think some other special announcements that I just haven't gotten to in lieu of the technical problems that we're still trying to wade our way out of. With that said, if you've sent me a birthday or anything of that nature that I haven't included in tonight's program, do me a favor and send that again, and we'll get that on for you as soon as possible. I think I've got at least a couple out there, and I know I've got a few birthdays for later on in the week. So real quickly, a pretty brief calendar tonight, but as always, brought to you by your local Farm Bureau agent, Doug Green. I do have a reminder that not this Saturday, but Saturday, December the 4th, which is not that many more days away, will be the Sayersville Hometown Christmas Celebration, appropriately titled, I think, A Thankful Christmas in Magoffin this year. Saturday the 4th, tree lighting ceremony at 5:30, parade at 6, and everything else that goes on with it downtown. Businesses, you are being encouraged and pleaded with to participate in any way you can, decorating downtown Sayersville, your windows and the like. If you have any questions, call any of those folks there at the bottom of your screen. They'd love to help you get some help with the Thankful Christmas coming up in Magoffin. And I'd like to help you anytime you've got an announcement. Mail it, phone, fax, email, Facebook, anything you want on the Your News Today community calendar, send it to me. Anything you want via free birth announcements, birthdays, or anniversaries in the paper, send those to Heather at SayersvilleIndependent.com. Turning to funeral service announcements at this time for this Monday, brought to you nightly by our friends at the Magoffin County Funeral Home. 64-year-old Ronnie Fletcher passed away today, the son of the late Alvin and Catherine Bailey Fletcher, survived by his wife Jolene, kids Jody Robinette Collins and Joshua Dale Fletcher, daughter Delina Marie Hamilton, and 5 grandchildren, as well as his brother Donnie and sisters Printha Poe, Goldie Salyer, and Lois Smith. Graveside services for Ronnie are going to be held tomorrow at 1 o'clock from the Forks of Gun Creek Cemetery at Gun Creek. In other announcements, Norman Bailey, 77 of Royalton, passed away on Saturday at his home. Son of the late Ellis Bailey and the late Tennessee wireman, he's survived by his sister Mary Joseph and a host of nieces, nephews, family, and friends. Funeral services to begin Wednesday of this week at 1 o'clock from the Magoffin County Funeral Home. Visitation will start that afternoon, an hour prior at noon. Arrangements are incomplete at this hour for 87-year-old Ethel May Slusher Clemens of Sagersville, who passed away today at her home. Arrangements incomplete for 58-year-old John Wiley Bailey of Cynthiana, who passed away Saturday at his home. Arrangements incomplete at this hour for 66-year-old Sylvia Joseph of Sagersville, who passed away today at the Paul B. Hall Medical Center. Arrangements as well incomplete for Genevieve Salyer, 76 of Sagersville, who passed away today at her home. All those to be announced later. If this doesn't get your motor running, you need a new motor. JJ's Burgers and Beer is now serving breakfast and burgers. 99-cent breakfast sandwiches, BLTs, platters starting at $3.99 with sausage, bacon, chicken, pork tenderloin, or bologna. Oh my goodness. And it's all just as over-the-top tasty as their gourmet-style burgers, wings, and pizza. And you can have it all, breakfast or lunch, anytime, Monday through Friday, 7 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon. That's breakfast and lunch all day. Dine in, drive through, and fuel up your other motor before you leave. JJ's Burgers and Beer at Speedy's in Sagersville.
The team at Appalachian Wireless wants to say thank you as they kick off the holidays with a special event, the Appalachian Wireless 30th Anniversary Holiday Sale. Appalachian Wireless is celebrating 30 years, and we want to say thank you with a holiday sale that will make everyone's holiday merry and bright. From now till the end of the year, visit us in-store or reserve online for an unbelievable sale and giveaway. We know what you want for the holidays because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
Call the pros. All Pro Gutter Works specializes in seamless gutters, vinyl siding, metal roofing, replacement doors and windows, remodeling or adding on to your home with free and fair estimates backed by decades of happy and return customers with guaranteed satisfaction and 18 months 0% financing. All Pro Gutter Works. 349-9999. The Magoffin County Board of Education met in regular session last Thursday. I'm going to cover a portion of that meeting tonight with more coverage to come. Also, on that note, the Sagersville City Council to meet tonight in a special meeting, and I am out the door as soon as the program is over, and I'll have coverage of that meeting later on in the week, and I suspect as soon as tomorrow. Now, back to the Board of Education meeting from this past Thursday. I can tell you that in regards to the search for a new superintendent of schools for Magoffin County, well, that search will be coming to an end relatively soon, we do believe. The posting for that position officially expires on the 29th. That is next Monday, a week from today. And on that day, it's my understanding that the screening committee, which has been put in place, will make their recommendations to the Board of Education, and then the process will continue from there. So that's all I have on that for the time being. I do, however, have via a presentation a portion of last Thursday's Board of Education meeting, an update on food supply, and not just for Magoffin County Schools either. Food Service Coordinator Andrew Oliver addressed the board and interim Superintendent of Schools Chris Meadows about ongoing food supply issues, not just in Kentucky, but here and in other states, being monitored closely by himself, by food suppliers, and the Kentucky Department of Education.
KDE sent an email saying that they're working with Gordon's Food Services, who has the state contract, to try and figure out what the supply chain issues are and then voice the concerns of all the directors across the state and try to assist in creating solutions with that. But right now we're having problems getting food items, also disposable items, lots of different breakfast items. Just the other day, GFS had sent an email that had a spreadsheet of 800 items that were not available at all, and a list of 500 items that had limited quantities as of the time of that email. Also, KDE is working with USDA to try to come up with flexibilities as far as compliance with the menu regulations and things, try to give some flexibility on meeting those standards in face of not being able to get the items that we're used to getting, and trying to find substitutions and getting a truck that it has half of what we ordered, and just trying to make those substitutions. Right now we've been kind of lucky because we've been able to utilize a lot of our commodity items that we had on hand and in the warehouse at Gordon's Food Service. But it's not looking like it's getting better fast, so we're trying to come up with creative solutions. Been working with Kevin and Tracy on acquiring some items through different sources. Some districts that said that they've been having success ordering from Amazon, so we'll look at that. And Kevin was looking at getting us maybe some accounts set up with Cisco and Brown's Food Service, so where we could order and get truck delivery from them. But if you hear any concerns in the community, that's kind of what we're facing, that's what's going on. So if you've got people in the community that ask you about it, it's that we're having, not just in the state of Kentucky, but KDE said that other states have had their suppliers pull out of their contract. So it's just a supply issue that we're facing.
Oliver will keep the board abreast of the situation. I will, you as well. And I'll have more school board coverage a little later on. Right now, let's go to your weather forecast, and I'll take us out with the Eagles over Sagersville in just a few moments. Starting off the week, a little colder than what we should be. We'll perk up just a little bit, but another cold front just in time, perhaps, for Thanksgiving. Not too bad out there today. Pretty nice. Pretty cold tonight, though. 18 degrees under clear skies and a calm wind. Yeah, another cold start to the day tomorrow. We'll hit about 42 with sunny skies and clear skies, wrapping up your Tuesday. And check out tomorrow night's low, the coldest we've had for a long, long time. 16 degrees expected, calm winds and clear skies, but 16 degrees. We do start to warm up. Wednesday, nicely, the busiest travel day of the entire year. Be safe if you're out there moving about and headed to see family or friends. 54, but mostly sunny. 54 and mostly sunny. A beautiful Wednesday. And definitely way out of the teens for nighttime lows Wednesday night at 37. Clouds, though, start to roll in over the night Wednesday into your Thanksgiving Thursday with that shower chances, for Thanksgiving. Temperatures for your Thursday, still in the mid-50s, but mostly cloudy skies, a 60% chance of rain. This is mainly after 4 o'clock, Thanksgiving Day right now. Looks to be our window. And then those chances actually just increase and ramp up to like 80 or 90% over the course of the rest of your Thanksgiving evening. So warm, comfortable temperature-wise, but rain certainly in the latter afternoon and during late night. But gone by Friday. Also, though, with that cold front leaving, cold air taking its place. Mostly sunny for your Friday, 39 degrees. Nighttime lows back in the low 20s. Saturday, we hit the 40s, 47, mostly sunny, a low of 31. Not too bad. Sunday, mostly sunny and a low of 30 after a 47-degree day. But precipitation rolling back in. Could it be a few flakes? It's possible right now. We'll see some moisture rolling back in Sunday night and into your Monday. Temperatures falling down to 42 by Monday with partly cloudy skies. About a 20% chance of some showers, maybe some flakes the end of your Sunday and the early part, at least, of your Monday. It's time to start thinking about seeing snow, I'm afraid. Well, I've got some folks to thank for the following story. I've got to thank Bart and the gang down at Napa. Perhaps most importantly, I got to thank Rufus for the following report. I don't know, do you know Rufus? If you've ever been near, certainly in the Napa of downtown Sagersville, you know him. You can't miss him. He's a killer. You got a face like that, you got to love it, right? Well, you can find Rufus and Bart and, of course, everyone else at Napa hanging out most all the time during working hours. And fortunately, last week, Rufus, it was time for Rufus to go outside. And just so happens that the moment he had to go out and, take care of some business. Look what his human saw above.
I walked out the door about somewhere around 1:30 or so, and I heard the eagles first. And when I turned and looked, the two of them were flying from West Liberty, and they come up this way and went in behind Jack Collins's office. They flew around over there just a minute. They came back out, and then they flew right back down there toward the sewer plant down in that direction.
What's your thoughts on being able to see something like that?
Oh, I just thought I was real lucky. I absolutely lucky, to get to see it.
Yeah, lucky. I mean, up until the past 10 years or so, bald eagle sightings they didn't happen. They were unheard of over Sayersville. I had my first here on the program, I know, a few years ago, just on 40 here, not that far away, a couple of miles out of town. But before that, and until recent times, it was just something you didn't see very often. But wow, and really some good video Bart caught of these two beautiful bald eagles. I think I said golden eagles earlier. I had Central on my mind. Nevertheless, bald eagles over Sayersville. Yeah, definitely a wow moment.
It's kind of like when we see the seagulls. Have you ever seen the seagulls out here every now and then? Well, that's what I likened it to. It's the second time I've seen them here, I think.
Where was the first?
Well, I saw the one I think it's been how many years ago?
It's been, several years.
And I'd seen that one. And this time there was two. I am going to kind of look when I'm down that direction, to see if I can see them again. I kind of figure they're probably heading to Cave Run.
And that will certainly give you a reason to look above when you're around Napa and downtown Sayersville. If you're driving, restrain. But otherwise, who knows where you're going to see such a marvelous sight or when. Again, it truly was something to see, and I want to thank everyone again for allowing me to share it with you. I'll see you back here tomorrow night for more of Your News Today. Good night, and as always, thank you so much for watching.